Let's do it. So a lot of things have happened in the past, I want to say year or so, but I guess starting at the beginning of 2022, it got a bit more overwhelming just because of like school and then the study and then my family. Like a lot of things have been happening. And like I've been working with a therapist to help me kind of figure out. So that has helped me a lot, but it took me a long time to get to the point where I realized that I needed a therapist just because I'm so like independent and I think everything's gonna be fine. I feel like I purposely put myself in positions where I know I have the answer, so it looks like I have the answer because I actually thought of it. So for example, in like a business context or like whatever, I know, not I know I have the answer, but I figured it out in my mind. But when it comes to like personal stuff, I really don't know. So that's why I guess I needed guidance because I tried to fix it myself and it didn't work. Like I wasn't happy or whatever. So I had to go and seek that help. Like it's like, in reality TV, people go and they talk about their life and how they're mad and stuff. Like it's just that. It's just like a review of my week. And then we kind of deconstruct it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like the same like when I go to Pilates or when I box, it's kind of to get that energy off. Like I might be bad, I might be stressed, whatever. So I take it all out. And like therapy is another way. It's just that I get feedback and things to work on versus exercising. So I feel like I need to help everybody just because of the way I was brought up. So that requires like an immense amount of energy to try to please, help, and fix everybody and everyone and everything. So understanding that and understanding that I'm like that now helps me to set like boundaries with people. I think the goal is to be more selective with who I want to work with or which like communities I want to impact, just because I've seen before that sometimes when you give yourself to people, they kind of feel like it's for granted, and then it just creates resentment on the other person's side because you don't feel valued. So I'm just like, I'm gonna pick people that actually value what I do versus trying to help everybody. Like words are powerful. So I kind of curate who sees like my life. And I feel like once again, people feel entitled to know like all of your life and ask questions and whatever, when it's really not like, it's not even my story to tell, right? I can tell you about my life and decide what I want to share. But when it comes to like, people want to know about my family, people want to know about like my whole life history. And I'm just like, some things I would like to keep personal to me just because I'm that kind of like person. And I feel like since over in social media and everybody wants to showcase every part of their life, it's kind of like, it's like not respected, but it's like, oh, you should put that at the front, you should put that at the forefront, but I don't want to. I would like to keep my life private and separate the study from Rama, from even like Ramatulai, which are three different, not personas, but like people in my mind. So I think that we're born with superpowers. Everybody has superpowers. I'm not talking about like you can draw or you can like play piano. I'm talking about some people are like good at predicting behavior. Some people are like good at manipulating people. And then we make a choice every day to do it for good or for bad, right? So like someone might lead people for good or someone might lead people for bad, like we've seen in history. So I feel like I make more of a choice to really lead for good. And I'm not saying that I was leading for bad before, but I think I was a bit more self-centered in the way I was leading. And now I really try to lead for everybody that I'm impacting and not just me. I was applying for my master's. I worked really hard in school to get a really good GPA. And then I didn't get into my master's and I didn't understand why. And it was hell. Like, it was like the end of the world for me. Because at that time, I only saw like school as like my only outlet. So I got into like a sabbatical and it was hell. And literally the study got me out of that. Because I was talking with my friend and he was like, okay, like you're at home, you're not doing anything. I know you're like, I wouldn't say depressed. I don't know what I was. I was just like bored and annoyed and like depressed and just everything. And he was like, listen, you always give your freaking opinion on everything. So you should just like do it for real. And I was like, what does that mean? I was working in a pharmaceutical business. So it was very different from what I actually like. So like I liked my job, but it was kind of like, this is not what I want to do with my life. And I didn't see what I would do with my life because I didn't get into my master's. So I was like, what's going to happen? So through like my friend convincing me, because at first I was like, I can't really do this. Like, who would listen to my opinion? Who am I? Like, then I started it and then I realized that it was actually the biggest blessing that I didn't get into my master's because I started the study and now the study is what it is right now. Every single time I've had a failure that felt like it was like the end of the world for me, it was actually the best thing in the world for me. So now I just accept the fact that life is just ups and downs and it's not going to be everything I want, but that I just need to keep working on that like end vision and my end goal, and then I'm going to be fine. So that's how I view it now. Yeah, I do Pilates 3 times a week and I do boxing once a week. Boxing is really for my anger. Like something happened and I was so mad. And I have my membership at my country club. So I was like, I'm going to try boxing. And then I felt so great after that I was like, I'm going to do this every week. Because I'm not mad, I'm just annoyed all the time. But that's just like a personality trait. Like I'm just annoyed always at everything. And then boxing gives me that outlet and then I'm fine for a week. And then Pilates helps with my anxiety. Eating well also plays a big, big, big part. Because like I started having a nutritionist, like a food madam, and it changed my life. I started like 2 months ago and it's like now with the exercise, it's like perfect. It's like so good. It actually impacts my mood and like my energy. I feel like my brain is working better. I feel like because I took a break with the study, right? Because I used to do the articles and then for like a year I took a break because I couldn't write. Had too much on I had all of these ideas, but then actually sitting down and writing, my brain wouldn't work. So I was just focusing on client stuff. And then now like I'm just writing every day. I have stuff to write and it's like my brain is working. And I think it's because of the mix of food and the gym, not just the gym. A lot of people don't want to work. And a lot of people post on social media as if they work. But if you actually work, you wouldn't have that much time, in my mind. So yeah, like just people don't want to work. They want things to come to them all the time. So that I wouldn't say it annoys me, but it's just like since I've been surrounded by people who work all the time, it's like it annoys me, for lack of a better word. Because like I work every day, like all day, all night, which is I'm not saying you need to overwork. I'm just saying you need to work to get something. So I rebranded just because when I started the study, it was kind of on a coup de tête. So I feel like I didn't take the time to create a universe around it. And now that I have the resources to have someone that actually feels like literally the left side of my brain creatively, I can actually do what I want to do. And that's Jen. And like every day I'm thankful for Jen because like she sees it as just like working. I see it as like when I talk to Jen, it's like therapy to me because I feel understood in every aspect. And it's someone that just can bring my vision to life, like visually, right? So it's like a tangible for me. Whereas before it was like, I'm thinking this, but I can't quite articulate it or I can't see it. And now I see it. So it makes me happy. I was like, the business part is easy. It's the personal part that's hard. And you have to make time for it. So that's what I realized. Because business side, like one thing, one thing I know how to do is make money. Like that I'm not worried about. It's the feeling happy while doing it that I'm worried about. So now I'm focusing my efforts on that. And then it helps the business. I wouldn't say it's noise because it's not noise, but sometimes you just need to be with yourself for a little bit. And I think that's what I did. And it was long overdue because I hadn't done that since I went to Singapore. And even then, like, I think I took one solo trip, and that was like the 2 weeks where I was like actually alone with my thoughts. But I have never taken a break from people throughout my life. So it was really needed.